Hey guys, LongHaul Larry. We got Big Blue. We are in Bossman's new shop. And we're going to be doing some things in here. The first thing we're going to be doing is I need to hook up an air compressor. Just got back and just got been picking this thing up. And I think this will do just for what we're doing here. So I'm going to be installing this. I'm actually going to put it right over here. And I'm actually just going to reuse the pallet. I'm just going to anchor that pallet right to the ground. I'm just going to anchor it right over there, tie it in, and then start running air lines. He wants to put some hose reels in here. He wants to put a bench in here. We got toolboxes and tools, and he's going to have a tire changing station over there and stuff. This place is just big enough just for trucks to get in. Well, we won't be able to work on trailers here, but really shouldn't have to work on trailers, to tell you the truth. The trailers are all covered under warranty, and you know, they're all brand new trailers, so they really shouldn't have a problem. If they do, they should be covered under warranty. But nice little shop, works, and just got a little place here. I'll build a bench over there. I'm not sure if we're gonna build one or what. He was talking about putting oil, 55-gallon drums of oil over there with a pump system, so we can pump it in the trucks, do oil changes. And like I said, he's going to put a tire changing thing here, and then he's got himself a little office here, and with the security system and everything. Got a bathroom in here. Pretty basic. So I'm going to get to work. This is actually my second air compressor. He bought one, and it was here when I got here, and I started moving it over there, and I was putting my shoulder into it to move it, and I just touched this, and it actually had a crack in there, and it broke one of the fins on there. You can't spin that thing fast with broken fins on there. It'll ignite, go into pieces. So I had to load it back up into the truck and run it over there and exchange it and get a new one. So basically, there used to be an air compressor here. Somebody has this anchored into the ground, but it was 4 posts, and we need to have 3. It's just not going to work. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm actually just going to put the pallet right down in there, drill through the pallet, put some anchor bolts into the concrete. So that's my plan right now. So I got it set where I want it. Thinking that's a good spot for it. I can hook up my line right to it, my electrical line. Still got enough room back behind here to get this cover off. So if I need to change the belt, or the boss needs to change the belt. Plus it allows enough room around it for cooling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this here bit. About there, I think. And then I'm going to drill a 1/2-inch hole down in there, and I'm going to set this anchor bolt into the concrete and just bolt this pallet right down to the concrete. Done with it. Then my guess is that the boss will have to eventually get a forklift or something, some kind of little forklift. He's planning on building a big shop, a nice big shop of his own. And when he does that, then what he'll be able to do is go underneath here when he moves and just pick it up with a forklift, pick it straight up, right away he goes. It's kind of the reason why I'm doing this. Now, well, I can't get the case open. I need to drill a 1/2-inch hole through the wood. Go. Now you're supposed to have a masonry drill for this, but I don't know. Let's see what we can do without. we should be able to hone that right down in there. You guys get what I'm cooking now? There it is. All right. Got a socket. Set that in. Oh, got the wrong way. There we go. Perfect. So now I'm just going to do 3 more in there. Well guys, we are back. We went on a shopping spree. Went on a shopping spree with the boss's credit card. That was very gentle. Just got basic stuff right now. Mainly he is concerned with just changing tires and brake jobs. Or changing tires and oil changes. That's it. We just picked up a cheap little toolbox. And actually we got a little dent sale one. Had a little dent in the back of here. I'll just pound this out. And just got it from Harbor Freight. Works good. The drawers seem to be okay and stuff. I mean, it's going to work for what he's doing right now. Eventually, you know, start doing more mechanical work and everything. He's going to need a lot more tools and stuff. In this thing, you can actually build, you can put cabinets, bolt cabinets onto each side of it and build it all up and everything. It has all the screw holes in it and stuff. You just buy the extra kit. This is not a bottle of vodka. This is hand sanitizer. Do not drink. Whew, this stuff is strong. My publisher actually, he brought this to me. You put a little on your hand and stuff. But got a few little odds and ends and stuff. Mainly what I'm working on right now is I got this all bolted down. Pallet is bolted to the floor. Got all 4 bolts in there. And now I'm hooking up the electric. And I got me this really nice metal line cable here that I'm going to be running this in. That way it you know, it doesn't get punctured or anything. And then got some really nice heavy duty line that I'm running inside that's also insulated. So it's all really nice connectors and everything. You don't want to be messing around with 220 volt wires just hanging around, you know what I mean? That could be a shocking experience. So real nice stuff. Trying to do a nice professional job. So basically now I just got to strip the wires, connect the wires all up and everything. And then I got the other end over here. And this will be fed over here and we'll go into that one. And then it'll be hooked up to this breaker. That's the breaker that the old line used to be on. So I'm going to hook all that up. And once I do that, then I'm going to fire the compressor up. And I'm going to run it for about 30 minutes. And with no pressure or nothing, just letting the air escape and everything. And let it do a break-in period. And once that's done and stuff, then I'll start plumbing all the hoses up and doing all that stuff. So get going on that. Here we go. We got all our wires all put back in there. Everything's hooked up. Everything's grounded. We got all our stuff in there. We just got to put our cover back on there. Should be it. Should be lined up pretty close to there. Looks like that's it. Alright, so our next step is going to be to hook this up to this end and get that going. I'm actually waiting for my publisher. He's actually bringing me my first shipment of books. He's on his way down. That's pretty cool. Okay. stuff. So basically you just put this big nut, this little sealer, little gasket over it. And then you can slide that piece in. And then it just turns in there and locks in. And then you can feed your wire in, making sure not to touch any hot spots in here. That would not be good. It would be a shocking experience. Just like so. Everything has come loose here. Let's fire it up and let's do our break-in. So here we go. Something's not right with the switch. I don't think I have it lined up. The switch is not turning on and off. Well guys, we are done with this air system. Air compressor's all hooked up, all wired in. I actually had to take this this compressor back because the one he had was originally broken. I had to take it back. They gave me this one. Actually, this right here, this valve right, this switch right here is not working. It does not shut off. It only shuts off by there. The inside doesn't go dunk. It doesn't do it. I think this was a display model, and I think a lot of people walked around and went as they walked by it, messed up the switch. But it's been working real good. It's 100, about 100 would be probably about 160. That it's at right now. When it goes to 175, then all of a sudden it goes psh, it at least starts leaking out, but then you just shut it down and it stops leaking. And I got it all rigged out now, and I got a nice valve right here that opens up and puts air to all the systems. I got this big 1/2-inch hookup here for a large hose for the 1-inch gun that's right down there. Got that all sitting there. So you got lots and lots of air pressure for that. Straight out of there, you're getting, you know, 175 pounds of pressure. And all the rest of the system is fed by this. It's all 3/8 line. We've got a filter system over here that filters out water and dirt. And then it's also got a regulator on here too, so you can adjust the pressure so your tools don't get too much pressure to them. My boss actually ended up using this stuff. He ordered this. This is actually plastic line, and these are quick connectors. Yeah, we know how much Larry loves his quick connectors. All this stuff is all plastic and just slips in. And I rigged up a line that goes that way. Got one that goes this way. The one that goes this way is it comes on over here, and there's a hook up here. I'm going to be building a bench here real quick. Just a quick little bench, and put some pegboard up, and we're going to have this air line up here so that you have air at your bench for doing whatever. And then it continues on over here to a reel system, and hooks up over here. And eventually we're going to put a T on here, run a line up and over here, and we're going to put a couple 55-gallon drums. He's going to have them delivered in here of oil and stuff, and he'll be able to, he's going to have an air system so that he can just dial, well, I want 10 gallons, pull the button, put it into the dipstick, you know, tube, or the fill tube in the truck, and it'll just dump 10 gallons of oil into the truck, and it uses air to pump that in. So I'll have to put an airline over there eventually, but that's the way it is right now. Then the other airline that runs over here runs to another reel system, and he's actually going to put a tire changing station right up in here. And so we wanted to have that system all set up, and see all the piled boxes and junk and everything. Well, we got a reel system on each side now. So if you pull a truck in, you got a hose over here. You back a truck in, you got a hose over there, back, front of the truck, it's all the way. They're both 50-foot hoses, they both reach from each end, so it's all good. Plus he bought a couple extra hoses right there just in case he needs to have some extra hoses or whatever. So he did buy a couple more extra. Now I gotta build me a bench real quick, so that's what all that lumber is for. And I'm gonna whip out a bench, and then I'm gonna be getting out of here. I gotta go pick up a load. The regulator thing, all that is, I guess he looked it up or whatever. They actually will send somebody out here to fix this. It's just this switch is not working right, so they got to get somebody out here to take care of this. So nothing I can do about it right now, and it'll work. You can just turn it on. It'll work fine, and it'll operate it that way for right now until you get this new switch put in here. So I'm ready to go, and I've seen a lot of comments from the posts that I put on. Yes, it is big enough. It is plenty big enough to drive a truck into here. We're not going to be working on trailers here. There's no way to back trailers in. This is kind of like a temporary thing, I guess. He's buying some land up there, and he's going to plan on building a big shop. But this is just temporary, just to do tire changing and oil changes. That's basically all he's going to be doing. But there's plenty of room to bring a truck in here. I mean, this is bigger than my shop. And he still has all this over here where he can work on stuff and everything else. So there's plenty of room in here. And yes, the doors are plenty high enough and everything. I saw somebody's comment saying that the air compressor wasn't big enough. That's big enough. That's big enough to do it. It's 80 gallon. It's big enough to do it. I think that mine at home, I think the one that I have is a real big one too. I think that it might be 80 gallon, maybe 100. But it's fine. It'll operate everything just fine. It'll do what he needs done. So I'm gonna snap together a bench real quick, just cut a bunch of wood and throw a bench over there, and then I gotta start getting out of here, and I gotta go pick up a load yet today. Well guys, we're all done. I am all done. It's off. Turn the heat down. It's been sitting here the whole time, and we got 150 pounds of pressure still in here. This thing is, system's not leaking at all. I mean, it's only lost like 5 pounds of air in like hours. So it is all good to go, guys. That quick disconnect stuff, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I was talking to the boss, and you know, this is just temporary here. He's going to, he's looking at buying a bigger, you know, his own piece of property and building a big shop, you know, all this stuff. And when he does that, you know, we were talking, then he'll run, you know, 1/2-inch galvanized piping all the way around and put the hookups everywhere and stuff. But we got the bench all built and everything. I got him a little pegboard up here so he can hang a few things. He can attach this, he can cut the shorter or whatever. Put this up here, some piece of, you know, whatever. And he's got air there and everything. But I mean, this bench is solid. I was actually going to put another piece on top, another layer. That's what all the boards are over there for. I was gonna actually put another layer. That's what I usually do, is I screw down this one real tight, get everything all square, and then I put another layer on top, and then what I do is I put these big, these new lag bolts that they have that take these torque bits and flatheads, and I put them up from underneath, and they will just be shy of coming through the wood. And I put those and I stagger them so the seams aren't good, and I come up from underneath and I put these screws all over to suck it down tight, and I put glue in between it. And then I take a planer and I plane down the seams so it's all nice and smooth. That's usually what I do, but I built this and he was like, this thing ain't ever gonna go anywhere. he's talking he's gonna build some shelving underneath here and stuff, and that's why I did that. I left the space in the center so that he could, you know, roll stuff underneath there, put things up underneath there, and then he could put some shelves underneath there and stuff. And he's like, I got the wood. He asked if I would leave my big DeWalt saw out here, and he could play around with that. So I said, go for it. So he's gonna be messing around with that and everything. Air is in, all this stuff's done. Got him a little toolbox. I mean, there's attachments that can go on here. You can buy all these different attachments. This thing ends up being like this big when you get all the attachments on it. And you can get a real big tall cabinet and everything, and little side drawers and all this stuff, and then you can get a top that goes on it too. For what he's doing, like I said, it's just gonna be changing tires, changing oil right now. Just the semis, nothing to do with the trailer. He was talking about putting a portable air compressor in the back of his pickup truck, and then if he does, and then getting some spare rims, mount them up. He was talking he's gonna get a welder. He was asking me what kind of welder to maybe get, and he was saying next time I come out here, maybe build him like a tire rack along that wall out of metal and stuff, that he can store whole bunches of tires all there. And he was talking about mounting up, having like 4 extra rims and having a set of 4 all mounted up, ready to put on, and then have a portable air compressor in the back of a truck, and he could run over to the other place where we park all our trailers at, the yard over there, and he'd just be able to switch tires around on trailers over there and stuff. That's what he was kind of talking about. Got him some basic stuff, just getting started. He's gonna order a lot. We walked around and I was like, you need this, you need that. And he was like, I'm just gonna take pictures and order it. He goes, I don't want to carry all this stuff. He goes, it'll just get delivered. And yeah, a lot of it smells like communism. He doesn't need the most expensive stuff. He's just kind of doing basic stuff, so it's not like a full-fledged shop yet. And just got him a little vise there, and just all set up. He's ready to go. So now he can putz around, have a good time. Got him his jack, his guns and everything. A couple jack stands, told him to order some better ones. So I am gonna get out of here, guys, because it's done time, or playtime is over. It is time for me to go. It's even got a security system here. Ooh boy, fancy. Gotta grab my bottle of moonshine. My hand sanitizer. And there's Big Blue, all fired up, ready to go. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope that everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as you're watching this here video. And if you are not, well, certainly just try that all over again tomorrow. I gotta get back to work. Playtime is over. See you guys.